We're going to wait for a few more folks to get in, and then we are going to get started. Y'all know I don't like to mess around. We're going to get started and get on up out of here. So, WNBA star Brittney Griner was sentenced to 9 years in a Russian jail for drug smuggling, which is so sad. Like, I was legit praying that this would not be the outcome for Britney. So it says American women's basketball star Brittney Griner was convicted of deliberately smuggling drugs into Russia and sentenced to 9 years of jail time today in a case that has raised concerns. She is being used as a political pawn in Russia's war against Ukraine. I don't really want to go into all of that. It says prior to the verdict, Griner apologized to the court and asked for leniency in an emotional speech. I never meant to hurt anybody. I never meant to put in jeopardy the Russian population. I never meant to break any laws here, Griner said. I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here. I know everybody keeps talking about political pawn and politics, but I hope that this is far from this courtroom. I want to say again that I had no intent on breaking any Russian laws. I had no intent. I did not conspire or plan to commit this crime. And I don't believe she did that. I really don't. I believe she just made a very, very bad mistake. I really do. Because a lot of people use vape pens for pain management. Everybody don't use weed for recreation. There are some people that use it for pain management, for anxiety, for a myriad of reasons. I have a pen myself that I use for pain management because I have arthritis. And different strains do help. You just have to find something that works for you. Different strains do help to relax, the body. Everybody not out here trying to get high. Some people are really using it as a medicine. And I believe that, even if she was using it to get high, that too is her business. But we do have to understand that each country, when you traveling like that, you have to understand the laws of the land. And I think that's where she messed up at, is not really understanding the laws of the land and not obeying the laws of the land. I do not believe that 9 years, like this woman deserves to be in prison for 9 years in another country. That's the only thing I don't understand. Like, it is so crazy. Like, if you commit a crime in Texas and you flee to California and they find you here, they will extradite you back home. If Texas is your like home state or whatever, why can't she serve her time here? She don't live in Russia. At least let her serve her time where she lives or near her family so her family can visit and, at least check on her and see how she's doing. I'm not really sure how often her family is having a opportunity to talk to her, or if they're able to do FaceTime talk. I don't of course know any of that, but that I know she has a wife. That her wife is worried to death about her. She in another country. She is a woman of color, and she is LGBT. And a lot of these countries are just not, they don't have the laws in other countries that we have here in place to protect, people who are LGBTQ. So, we don't know how Brittney is being treated. We don't know if she's being forced to say certain um things in front of the camera. Like, the statement that she made, who knows, they could have forced her to say that. It could be anything. But I really feel for her, because I was really hoping that this would not be the outcome. But in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, they gonna keep her. She gonna be there for a minute. But I didn't think a minute was gonna be 9 years. Like, that's a long time. 9 years? Her basketball career, she can kiss that goodbye. That's over. That's done with. So I'm pretty sure she won't be doing basketball no more, which is sad. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm really hoping. They're saying that um, they are trying to swap out some political prisoners that we have here in the United States. They're trying to swap one or two of them for Brittney. But normally, the United States does not do that. That's not, we don't do that kind of tit for tat stuff, because, then that puts us in a position. If we do it once, we have to do it again. So I don't know. It looked bad. It really, really looks bad. Unless, the president can step in, the president, his hands are tied. Like, this is Russia. And we are in a position right now where we are helping the Ukraine in this war situation. We're not helping Russia. So Russia has no reason to then turn around and give us something, and we're actually out here fighting against them. So why would they want to help us? Why? What reason do they have to free Brittney? They have no reason to free her. None whatsoever. Hey, Tina. They have no reason to free her. So they're not going to. Hey, Phoenix. And the only reason why I can see Phoenix name without my glasses is because I can see that blue, her avatar. I can see that blue circle, and I know I know that that's her, because I couldn't tell who that. I couldn't even really see Tina's name. Everything is a blur without my glasses. Like, I can see myself, but I can't read. I can read better far. Like, I can see the TV and the letters and stuff on the TV. I can read the stuff on the TV, but I can't see this computer screen. What is that? Nearsighted? Farsighted? I don't know. One of them. But it's not that. I have astigmatism. That's exactly what it is. So, Brittney, oh girl, I'm still praying for you. I really am. But in the back of my mind, I really feel like Brittney is going to, she's going to have a testimony. I really believe that she's gonna get out. I don't think she's gonna do 9 years. I don't think they're now she may do a year. Haven't she already been there? How long has she been there? She been there for a minute, right? But I feel sorry for her. I really do. Like I'm still praying for her. Don't stop praying for her. Even if you don't like your views are not Christian or whatever, still send her some positive energy. You don't have to get down with the whole Holy Ghost prayer, but send her some positive energy. Ask the universe to surround her in love and light because she is locked up in a foreign country. It's no telling how they're treating her. Like, put yourself in her position, how, you would feel if that was you or one of your loved ones. You would be doing everything you could if it was your loved one. You would, be sending them all of the positive energy in the world. I don't even know Brittney. I didn't know Brittney before this happened because I'm not a sports person. I don't like sports at all, honey. My husband is so happy because I guess the Raiders played their first preseason game today, and he was like, oh my god, the Raiders is playing today, the Sunday football is coming back. And I was like, I don't care at all. I'm not into um I'm not into football. I'm not into the football energy. Like, I don't want to say I hate it, but that ain't my thing. And so I didn't know her. Hello, is it Dyson? I didn't know Brittney before all of this started. I had no clue who she was, but I like people, and I hate to see that happening to her. I really do. Like, I just believe she made a really bad mistake that, she just made a bad mistake. I really don't believe she did that on purpose. I don't think she was trying to smuggle drugs into the country. She took her vape pen and now she in trouble. I mean, that stuff scares me. Like, when I travel, I want to make sure I leave everything at home because I don't want to, like, we traveling and we go to Vegas. Like, I don't know which states things are legal in and which, like, I know you can research that, but I don't even want to go through that kind of hassle. Like, I would rather get to where I'm going and purchase what I need there, use it up while I'm there. If I can't finish it while I'm there, then discard it and come on back home. Because that's the last thing I need is to be going through some, checkpoint at the airport and they find my vape pen and want to throw me down on the ground and kick me and headbutt me and drag me off to jail. No, I don't need that in my life. I'm not going through that. When I can just, get it when I get there. And I wish Brittney had did that. So let's talk about this woman. What is her name? What does this have for name?
Hey man, I've been hearing about this new effect that makes you look like a monkey.
Shut up, man. I can't even think of Carolyn Bryant. Carolyn Bryant is the woman that lied on Emmett Till and started this whole incident that resulted in 14-year-old Emmett Till being killed by a mob of angry white men. One of them being her husband, and his brother, which would have been her brother-in-law, who are now deceased. Carolyn is probably, out of all of the people that went through this thing, Carolyn the only person that's alive. Because Emmett Till's mother has since passed. I think Emmett Till's cousins are still alive. But I think like the uncle that Emmett Till had went to visit, I think he has passed away also. So Carolyn Bryant is still alive. They said she is on hospice. She is on an oxygen tank. I mean, the pictures of her are bad. Like, she do look bad. She look like she living. She look like she living in her last days. She look bad. So that is her. She's still alive. There are some other pictures of her with like this one. So that is what she looked like when the incident happened, and that is her. She has oxygen. I think she 89 or something years old, and there is a warrant for her arrest. There was a warrant for her arrest years ago, but they would not serve the warrant on her because they felt like, oh, she needs to take care of her kids. She has the privilege to take care of her children after she was the one that lied and went and told her husband that Emmett Till whistled at her or made an advance at her or something. And, this was during the times when black men weren't even allowed to make eye contact with white women. Emmett Till was not even a man. He was a child. He was 14 years old. He was a child. And they went to his uncle's house and drug him out the bed that night with Carolyn Bryant. What is that?
Solar kitten.
Oh. Okay. With Carolyn Bryant in the car so she could identify and make sure.
You want me to take it?
Go with Daddy. I'll feed him after I get. Or you want to feed him? Get his can down there. We're going to have to go. Maybe I'll order the stuff. Order his stuff and it'll be here tomorrow, I guess. It's only a big can, I think. Give him half of that, and the lid is in there. The lid is on an empty can, so just throw the can away. Take the lid.
Okay.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, give him half of it. Break it up.
Biscuit also?
No, just give him half of that and a little bit of cheese.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, the biscuit may be too... I don't know what type of mood he in.
All right.
So, Carolyn Bryant was in the car that night when they went and kidnapped Emmett Till from his uncle's house. She was in the car because she was the one that identified him, because there was more children like Emmett Till's cousins were in the house also. So she identified him. They took Emmett Till, and I'm not really sure how many days it was, but they found his body in the river. It had been weighted down by a cotton gin. He had been shot, beat, hit in the head with an axe, teeth knocked out. One of his eyes was out of the socket. His mother describes what he looked like in detail because she had to go to the mortuary to identify him. And she described in detail what he looked like, what he smelled like. I mean, it's one of the saddest stories that I have ever heard. And so after these people did this to Emmett Till, of course they went to trial. They were acquitted. It was an all-white jury. They were acquitted. And they walked away and, lived their normal life. So in the past, I guess 6 months or so, they have been looking for this woman. It's a group of people. I think some of them are affiliated with the Black Panther Party and I guess other, black organizations. They've been looking for her. They didn't went to nursing homes. They went up in nursing homes with her picture. Like, I know she up in here. And the people was like, she not here. She not here. So they finally found her. So they are asking for her arrest. Because you done arrested Bill Cosby. He was old and legally blind and everything. He had all kind of medical conditions. You threw him in jail. And people are saying, well, she's on hospice. She's about to die anyway. She's really sick. She has cancer. So she can die in jail. Like they say, she gonna die anyway. Let her die behind bars. Because she lied. Hey, KK. She lied on this boy. And the end result was him losing his life. And that was Mamie Till's only child. Her only child. And to get a phone call in the middle of the night saying that these white people just came and took your child. And she knew what the climate was like during that time. If somebody then came and took your child, they not going to take him and talk to him because it was during a time when white people were literally crazy. I mean, they still crazy, but legit crazy back then. Like, you got to really be crazy to kill a 14-year-old child. But see, that's the thing. White people didn't look at young boys as children. They looked at them like they were men. So they beat him like they would have beat a man. Just for whistling at a white woman, or like black men couldn't even make eye contact with white women. Like, white women were so put on such a high pedestal that black men couldn't even make eye contact with them. Yeah, let the law be the law. I don't care how old she is. I don't care if she old, blind, crippled, or crazy. She need to be in jail just like everybody else would. This your fault. This whole thing was your fault. If she hadn't said that, Emmett Till would probably still be alive. Well, he would have been in his 80s or something, but he could have still been alive. Or if he had died, he wouldn't have died at the hands of some crazy white men doing some vigilante justice. I mean, his mother described what his body looked like. And on top of that, isn't the picture of his body, wasn't it in Life magazine or I think I saw it as a kid in Jet magazine. In some magazine, I saw it. And I just could not believe it. I couldn't believe that that was the body of a human. And his mother was like, no, we're not closing this casket. No, we want the world to see what evil looks like. We want the world to see what some of these people out here, really do. Like you got to have some type of hatred in your heart to do something like that. So lock her up. Her and her little oxygen tank. She'll be all right. Let her ass die behind bars. She has lived her life. She has raised her kids. I'm pretty sure she didn't, lived in a house, just lived a normal life. And you and your family are responsible for one of the worst killings of a black child that there was. She ain't suffered. She don't know what suffering is. She raised her kids. No one killed one of her kids. They didn't pull her child, none of her children out the river. That wasn't her life. So she should be punished. She definitely should be punished. And I want to say this, and this is getting off topic just a little bit. I'm trying to make sure in my doing these reaction videos that I don't turn into the mean girl. Because I do have a mean streak. But when I look at people's lives and I look at mine, I know that there's no reason for me to go in on some of these people. Because our lives are so different. I have so much to be grateful for. My testimony is not that of homelessness and being unloved. Even though I have a testimony, it's still wrapped in love. My mother was an alcoholic and had some issues raising me. But even in that, she did not want me to suffer. Because she knew she had a problem. She didn't want me to suffer. She didn't want me to, live a bad life because of her addiction. And she gave me to someone that took perfect care of me. Until she closed her eyes and went to glory. My mother made sure that I knew I was loved. I was well taken care of as a child. Very well. As an adult, I have been taken care of. I've been, put in situations. I've had very good jobs. Very good jobs. Okay? And I'm in a very loving, stable relationship. So it actually makes no sense for me to argue with some of these hurt, broken people. I'm not broken. I've never been broken. Now, of course, there have been times in my life I've been through a divorce. There have been times when I have been single. But even during those times, I was not broken. Okay? So I'm not on some of y'all level. I'm gonna keep you 100. I'm not on your level. You not on my level. And I'm not gonna stoop down to your level. Cause I've never homelessness is not my story. It never has been. Now we in the process of buying a house right now, but we still ain't homeless. So it don't make no sense for me to argue with someone that um just pulled themselves out of homelessness and is just sleeping on a real mattress for the first time in over 10 years. That's not my story. And it just doesn't make any sense for me to go back and forth with someone who is hurt and broken. So you're going to have to do that with somebody else, sweetheart. I'm pretty sure you're watching. You're going to have to do that with somebody else. Because I'm not going to allow you to pull me down to the dark place that you live in. Because I don't live in a dark place. I live in a magical place full of unicorns and tie-dye and sprinkles. My life is good. Very good. I am so loved and well taken care of. So I just wanted to say that and deaden this shit right here. Right here now. I'm over this. Because see, you are a person, you have been hurt, beat down by the world. And I haven't. That ain't my testimony. So you go ahead and argue and worry about your numbers on YouTube because this doesn't mean anything to me. I just want to throw that out there. Kay said, when I saw his picture for the first time, scared the hell out of you, scared out of me. So no, they need to do what they need to do concerning her. Yeah, I saw the picture for the first time. I think I was like, was I a teenager? Was I like 17 or something? I don't know. I know I was young. I know I was young. And it did. I really could not believe that. I think I saw it after Roots came out. Because after Roots came out, there was like this big push for, us wanting to know more about our history and stuff. So that was middle school. So yeah, I just could not believe that people are legit, that people could really get that angry, knowing that he was a child, like a kid. How do you kill someone else's child? How do you do that? No, and he a kid. So I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, and I've seen documentaries like I think the shed that all of this started in, the shed where they took him and beat him is still there. The place where they took him and beat him. And like there's a documentary on YouTube where one of the neighbors, I guess one of the men, he's like older black guy, is still alive, and he was like, he heard him screaming, but I think when they came to his house and asked him, did he hear anything? He had to say no, because he didn't want them people to come and do the same thing to him that they did to Emmett. Because, when I saw the video, I was like, these people really just walked up into their house in the middle of the night, like knocked on the door, asked for Emmett, and the uncle couldn't do nothing but let these people come in and take his nephew, because he knew that they would have killed him or his kids. God, that was just so sad to me, because the family knew that they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do nothing. Can you imagine the guilt that this uncle and aunt must have carried all of this time? Because I can't even imagine somebody walking in to the house. My niece and nephew is here, and me and my husband is here, and they just walk out with, my nephew, and we can't do nothing. And then a week or so later, they find his body. I can't even fathom that. I can't. You heard he had a mild learning disability? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. But she alive. And it's crazy that she is the last one standing. Her husband and the rest of the people, I know her husband and his brother dead. There were other people involved. I don't know if they're still alive or what, but I know for her husband and his brother are deceased. So they already gone to hell. Because ain't no way you can do something like that and stand before God and that be justified. So that's it, y'all. That's it. I may come back later and do a video about the YouTube news. Child, I didn't got back into my wig buying. I ordered 6 wigs. 3 from wigtype.com and I think 3 from Sam's Beauty. All 6 of them damn wigs was a fail. I'm not ordering no more wigs online. Unless it's one of the wigs that I already have and I ordered the exact same wig. Because for some reason, I can't get the color thing right. And I don't like real dark colored wigs on me. I like the color like a more brown. Child, I ordered the wrong damn color. All 6 of them wigs is a fail. Well, it's 5 wigs in a ponytail. And I don't even like the ponytail. The ponytail is too light. The wigs is too dark. I thought I saw one of the cops was arrested. So they arrested all of them. Let me find it. Okay. 4 former is it Louisville? Police officers federally charged in Breonna Taylor's death. 4 current and former Louisville police officers involved in the deadly raid on Breonna Taylor's home, including detectives who worked on the search warrant and the ex-officer accused of firing blindly into her home, have been charged with civil rights violations and other counts. So, but see, my only thing is when stuff like this happens, they don't get enough time. They don't get enough time. They get a pop on the wrist, and then they get to go home and live their lives. They not serving enough time. That's why these police officers do this mess, because they know they're not going to serve no, they gonna get a pop on the wrist and go on about their business. I saw a video circulating on I saw it on the Shade Room where ex football player T.O. what's his name? Terrell Owens got into it with a white woman in his housing complex. He said he was driving to the mailbox and this woman started screaming at him that he was speeding. So he said he pulled his car over and was like, What are you talking about? And she was like, You're speeding, you need to slow down. And, words were exchanged between the two of them. And she said, I'll call the police on you. And he was like, You're going to call the police because I was driving to the mailbox? And she was like, I'm calling the police because you were speeding through the neighborhood. So when the police gets there, she goes into full Karen mode, crying. He's a black man. He's a black man, and he walked up on me. He walked up on me. He walked, just going at it. Just going at it. I was like, I'm so sick of this damn planet. I wish we could go someplace else. I really wish we could just go someplace else. I do. Because I'm so sick of these damn people. And of course, he probably was not speeding. She just, people like to bother you because you're black and you live in certain areas and they really don't want you there. They don't want you in certain areas. They don't want to live around you. It's just crazy. She was like, you're speeding. Because our next door neighbor called the police on us because someone was visiting and they had an RV and was parked on the street. Police came to the house and was like, someone from the neighborhood called and said that, there was an RV. Because we have homeowners association, RVs are not supposed to be parked in front of your house for more than 3 days. It had only been there a couple of hours. And the neighbor called the police. That's what they do. That's what they do. Because they don't want to live around black people anyway. So, of course, the police was like, oh, okay, well, We just had to come out and make sure that whoever the RV was registered to was in the house and, not living in the RV. No, they're visiting. They were driving from California to Los Angeles. So they stopped here to get a good night's sleep in a bed, take a shower, and then they were going to finish their drive, which is another 6 hours from where we are in the North Bay. Called the police because there was an RV parked in front of the house. Now, the RV wasn't blocking their driveway or anything, just parked. But that's the stuff that, you live with. Right. I'm not dealing with this ignorance. I'm not going back and forth with anybody. Whatever reaction videos I make, take that reaction and move on. Because it's funny to me how people can come on here and they can react to everybody and talk crazy about people, make 10 and 12 videos about the same person. But when I make a video about them, they want to have a heart attack. No, that's not how life works. But I see that you're broken, you're hurt. Your whole spirit is broken. Because if I was homeless for 10 years, living on the street, being dirty, wearing piles of clothes on me, being paranoid and stuff, I would be broken too. I would be broken. But I'm not. I'm loved. I'm so happy. And I'm so blessed that wasn't my testimony. And I pray to God that it never is my testimony. I pray that I always have family that love me and friends that love me and somebody that will keep me from living on the street. That's my prayer. So God ain't never let that happen to me. And I pray that he never does. I've I don't know what it's like to sleep on an air mattress. That's not my story. And I'm not gonna argue back and forth with somebody that is, you living a totally different life than me. Your lifestyle is different than mine. Yeah, honey, the ancestors, they came to me and they was like, girl, if you don't stop, you are way, like, you legit have a crown waiting for you. And you sitting here talking to somebody that is broken into 1,000 pieces, girl, if you don't stop. And I was like, you right. I got too many things that I'm trying to do right now. But I want to put it out here right now that I don't care about YouTube like that. This YouTube don't pay my bills. YouTube don't pay my bills. This is fun for me. This is a hobby. If I don't want to do it, I'm not. I'm retired. I get a check regardless. I have worked for the government. I've been paying taxes and filing taxes since I was 19 years old. I ain't never missed a year. Since I was 19, I've had a job. I haven't wasted my life living on the street. I file taxes. And I'm gonna argue with somebody. No. My ancestors was like, girl, if you don't get out there and do some walking and work on your weight and stuff, you got too many other areas to pour your energy into. Because that's a dark, sinking ship that I don't plan on riding. I ain't doing that. What happened, child? I haven't been keeping up with. I kind of stopped watching them because I'm looking at this woman put this ponytail on her head. I don't understand how these big fluffy ponytails be looking cute on other people, and when I put them on, it be looking like a hat. Maybe my head too small. Cause I got a little peanut head. My head look big with this wig on, but my head is small. I don't know, child. I ain't trying to figure it out. I haven't, RJ. I have not been watching, um, Jay Wilson. I stopped watching them. I stopped watching them because it was just a cycle of Jay Wilson and Timothy, Jay Wilson in this part. It was just this, it was like a hamster wheel that they were all on, and it had just got to the point where I just couldn't deal with them. I just couldn't do it. So I I stopped. After you stop watching those people, eventually YouTube will stop um recommending their videos. So I don't even get recommended their videos anymore. He lost his job for the 11th time, got doxxed. I heard he had lost his job. Yeah, Jay Wilson, that pastor that me and him had. We didn't really get into it, but he just rubbed me the wrong way. I heard he had lost his job and they had. Now I did watch that little debacle for a while. We got to get Gizmo um another collar. His little Raider collar is dusty. He got to get a new collar. Honey, Gizmo be traveling. Okay? Gizmo done been everywhere. But I told him we can't go to the fast food places anymore because it's no fast food this week. I'm on a fast food ban. I wanted to spook him. I wanted to. I did that on purpose because I wanted to see how far he was going to take that Christian stuff. Where was he going to go with that? That's what I wanted him to do. I wanted him to be out here. I plead the blood of Jesus. I wanted him to do that. I wanted him to so bad. I mean, he did a little bit. He did a little bit, but he didn't. He didn't do enough for me. I wanted him to be throwing holy water and all of that, but he didn't do it. So, plus, really, legit, really, I'm not supposed to do that. And my god sister was like, okay, don't be on this internet acting crazy. You're not supposed to publicly do that kind of stuff. Legit. For real, for real. You're not supposed to be out here showing people, how you get down. Even though I would only show like a little bit of stuff, like it wouldn't be legit, everything. You're still not supposed to do that. That showboating and all of that stuff. Like if I was a priest, it would be different. Like, yeah, I could probably get in trouble for doing that. Not in trouble, but kind of reprimanded. But since I wasn't a priest, I can, I can go up under hoodoo and do that. But I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I really don't. I would rather not do that. I would rather play nice with people. I'm in my play nice phase. And it just seemed like people don't want me to play nice. I can't cut up. Now, I've been trying to be, this is my play nice phase. Like, this is my birthday month. I'm trying to be cool with people. I'm really not trying to be out here acting a fool. I cannot even believe that he was trying to be a chaplain. I don't know why he thought that that was going to work on YouTube. Especially when you in the beef sector. You out here beefing with people. You can't let these people know where you work. Ain't no way in the world I would dip my toes in the beef sector and be out here trying to work in corporate America. Shit. The beef sector is for people that ain't got nothing to lose. I don't have a job. I don't clock in nowhere. So, I don't have that to worry about. And ain't no way I would be trying to work and on here talking about these crazy ass people. Because they gonna find you. Of course, you can't just be out here lying on God. Saying you a pastor and you doing all this kind of stuff and doing your church on Sundays, and then Monday through Saturday you beefing. You can't do that. I've been laid down my collar. I put my collar down when I stopped preaching. And I have not since picked it back up. Because if I do decide to start preaching again, this is going to be separate. But I don't see myself, going back into the ministry like I used to be when I was in my 30s. I don't see that. I don't see myself. I'm not saying that, God can't come in and change things, because, you could do all things through Christ. I don't see it. The vision ain't been made plain for me. Because I just don't feel like, you can be out here straddling the fence. You can't be talking crazy Monday through Friday, and then on Sunday you preaching. Okay, I don't have time to be playing with people today. So they're going to have to wear trash bags someplace else. Okay, you going to FedEx? Okay. I need to go to the post office because I still have Phoenix package. It's ready. I gotta go to the post office. I gotta go to the post office anyway because I missed my jury duty date. And I missed that. Well, I didn't miss it. I had no plans on going. I was waiting on my doctor to send my excuse letter. And so the letter finally came, and I got another notice from the jury duty people. And they was like, you ain't come to jury duty. And I was like, okay. So now I got to mail my excuse letter. So it says permanently. Don't bother her no more. Leave her alone. She didn't serve her jury time. I've been on multiple juries. So it's not like I have, skirted my duty forever. I've been on multiple juries. 2. I don't know why they've called me so much, but anyway, they looking for me now. They was like, where's that card? I'm gonna read it to y'all. They was like, you going to jail. It says, our records indicate you failed to appear for jury service on the date noted above. Jury duty is an important civic obligation of your citizenship. Please call the office and reschedule your jury service. Under California law, continued failure to respond to the summons may result in legal action and sanctions being brought against you by this court. We looking for you, girl. We ain't playing with you. We want you to come back. We like you. So come on back down here to the jury place. No. I don't want to do that shit no more. I done did it all these billions of people in California. Millions. How many people live in California? Why do I have to do it 3 or 4 times? Hey Siri.
Uh-huh.
How many people are in California?
Here's what I found from Wikipedia. California is the most populated U.S. state, with an estimated population of 39.512 million as of July 1st, 2000.
39 million people. It's 39 million people. So you got to take off 1 million kids. Call some of them. Shit. You done already called me 3, 4 times. I ain't trying to do that no more. I'm not doing that. So I got to mail the letter to the jury place. And then I mail your package to you. I got to probably do that tomorrow. So that's it, y'all. I got my watch. I don't know what kind of watch this is, but my husband, he got one too. And he like his. I don't like mine because the face is too big. And when I move my wrist, this thing like hits my arm. But I'm wearing it to get my steps because I can't find my Fitbit. I can't find my Fitbit. My husband can't find his Fitbit. Oh, maybe they're in the junk drawer. I'm going to look in there. If not, I'm going to have to order me a Fitbit because they're smaller. I don't like this. It's too big. My husband likes his. So I'm tracking my steps. I want to walk twice a day, in the morning and then in the evening. I haven't seen the turkeys doing their little stroll back to wherever they be going. So maybe they don't walk over here anymore. I don't know. But I want to start walking in the evening also because this morning my walk was only 3,000 steps. I'm trying to get 10,000. So look like I'm going to have to walk 3 times to get 10,000. And I was looking at this app. It was like, oh, if you want to get 10,000 steps without leaving a house, you have to walk in place 1,000 steps an hour. That's a lot. That's a lot of walking in place. And my walking in place game is weak. I be like, I'm over this shit. So, I don't know. RJ said gay/straight or unsure men should not go toe to toe with women. Gay men love to go toe to toe with women, though. That's their thing. They love that. And I'm not into fighting with men. That's why I did what I did to Jay Wilson. I'm not going to go verbal. I'm not going to go back and forth with a man. I'm not going back and forth with a woman. But I'll go back and forth with a woman before I go back and forth with a man. I'm just not going to do that. I'd rather allow the ancestors or the Orisha to take care of a man. But a woman, me and you can go back and forth. Because we on the same level. We both have feminine energy. We can go at each other. But I'm not going back and forth with no man. That's a no for me. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't go back and forth. I don't go back and forth with no man. I don't even go verbally with a man. Because men have a tendency to escalate, because of their ego. So I don't. I even went on Jay Wilson's platform and was like, let's deaden this. Let's let this go. I don't want this. I don't want to, I don't want to do this with you. And what made me mad was the fact that he was like, yeah, you right. And then the next day he started talking about me like a dog. I was like, what? You just said. But honey, that's YouTube. That's YouTube. YouTube is a crazy place. And it will drag you down into the pit of hell if you allow it. But I'm not. I'm too blessed. Way too blessed. Let me read to y'all this story right quick, and then I'm gonna leave. Let me find it. Okay, that's not okay. This is. Let me read this, and then I'm gonna read the other part. So the mountain in my backyard that you can see from my backyard is Mount Tamalpais. And the nickname for this mountain is the Sleeping Lady. And the reason why is Tamalpais was home to coastal Indian tribes for 5,000 years and called the Sleeping Maiden for the mystical Indian princess laying asleep on top. This princess, this Indian princess, her boyfriend left her for another woman. And she went to the mountain and cried so much that she died on this mountain. So now the mountain is called the Sleeping Lady because that's where she rests. California is, of course, was native territory before, the white people came in and took over. A lot of cities in the Bay Area have, traditional Indian and Hispanic or Latin terms like San Diego, San Jose, you know, all of these things that are terms that are native. So, right in my backyard is one of the most, you can see one of the most beautiful mountains it is in the Bay Area. And also, in 1979 and 1980, Mount Tamalpais was the scene of a series of murders of hikers carried out by the serial killer David Carpenter, also known as the Trailside Killer. On top of the East Peak is a fire lookout station staffed during the summer months by volunteers with the Marin County Fire Department. So that mountain has a huge history. And it's weird because when we first moved here, I was always drawn to that mountain. And I didn't know what it was. I had no clue what the mountain was until someone saw one of my sunset pictures and asked me, I know you're in the Bay Area, but where are you with Mount Tam in the background? And I was like, huh? They were like, that's where are you taking that picture from? Because you have Mount Tamalpais in the background. And I'm like, my backyard. And they were like, where? And I told them, Hercules. And they were like, oh, you didn't know that was Mount Tam? And I was like, no. And then I went back and researched. There's always, I believe that there is a reason for everything. There's a reason why I'm living so close to the water. There's a reason why, Mount Tam is there with that beautiful story of, a maiden so much in love, having so much love for someone that her love, she died. And the mountain knew how much love she had, and the mountain formed itself into her shape because it knew that she had, so much love in her body. And that's my view. I can't be mad at nobody because my life is just too great right now. I can't be out here tripping off of people who got messed up lives. I'm living a life right now. I'm legit living a life. Hey, Virgo, the woman. So, that's my story. You guys can look up the history of Mount Tamalpais and read the stories for yourself. I love stuff like that. I mean, you never know, like, the city that you live in. It is so much stuff in the Bay Area. I have been here, it will be 58 years in 2 weeks. I was born here in the Bay Area, and there is so much stuff in the Bay Area that I have not seen. In California that I haven't seen. Of course, I've been to all of the touristy spots in California, the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, Pier 39, the Crooked Street in San Francisco. I've been to all of the touristy areas here in the Bay Area. We've been to Napa, the wine country, all of that. But you'll never see everything. We've been to LA, we've been to Muscle Beach, we've been to where all of the stars have their names and in the street. We've, been to all of those places, the touristy places in LA, that donut place that's real famous in LA. We've been there. We've, been to a lot of places, but there are still historical places in the Bay Area that this year I have decided that I want to go to some of the more historical places. I want to go to the redwoods and take some pictures and some videos there. They're beautiful redwood trees here in the Bay Area, so that is on my list to go to. One of the most beautiful places that I have been to was now I can't even think of the name of the place. Point Reyes. Point Reyes. It just seemed like you're on top of the world. It's the end point of California. Once you get there, in this one particular area, when you look out, you don't see anything but water. It just seems like once you go out there in a boat, you just gonna fall off the edge. I mean, it was one of the most beautiful and spiritually strong places that I have ever been in my life. So beautiful. It just seemed like it was a line right there. And it literally seemed like we were at the end of the world. That was it. Because when you looked out, there was no more land. It was nothing but ocean. So beautiful. So we have been to, a lot of really, really beautiful places in California, but there are still a lot of beautiful places that, we still have yet to go and see. Yeah, it's that. Now that's a real love story. That's a real love story for the people that really lived here, the native people, the people that this land belongs to. Like, this land belongs to the native people. California belongs to the native people. It doesn't belong to white folks. They were here first for years. Cats are beautiful too. Yeah, cats are beautiful. I'm more of a dog person, but cats are beautiful. I'm slightly allergic to cats. Not seriously allergic, but allergic nonetheless. So I have a tendency to be more of a dog person than a cat person. So that's it, y'all. We've been here for an hour. I'm probably going to come back later. I'm trying to finish up watching B Love's video, and I might do a video about her and Adrian later. If I do, it'll just be a regular upload. I think that's it. I think that's it, y'all. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Okay, we are going to start having call-ins on the show, but there will be a stipulation. You will have to talk to me first, so I know who is getting the phone number. If you want to be on the show, if I post something on the community tab that you want to chime in on, you're going to have an option. You can either call in, or I can give you the link to the show, and you can talk here. But you need to talk to me the day before on Instagram and let me know if you're not one of my members. Okay, so I just need to know who you are before I bring you on, so you don't come on talking crazy or, trying to do something stupid. Or you don't, calling the show on some bullshit. So if you want to come on the show and talk about any topic that I'm talking about, message me on Instagram and I will give you the information and we'll do that. I want to start doing that next week. Okay? So that's it and that's all. And if it's anything that you guys want to talk about, leave it on the community tab or hit me up on Instagram. If you follow, a lot of y'all follow me on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. I try to comment back, or if you leave me a message, I try to get back with everybody so we can, get the show popping. Okay? I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!